morning and welcome to Falcon Update, live on MC77. I'm Allie Hufford.
And I'm Brian Schermeyer. Messiah students received an email on Friday detailing an apparent security breach at the Melhorn Satellite House. Just before 11 a.m., a middle-aged white male entered through an unlocked door and made his way upstairs before he was noticed by a Melhorn resident. According to the report, when the man realized he was seen, he left the building and fled campus in a gray Toyota Tacoma with out-of-state plates. Anyone with information related to the incident is asked to call campus safety.
It's been a while since we last checked in with construction, and a lot of progress has been made over the break. Here's Mario Cosentino to tell us more.
Construction on the new Kim Phipps Admissions and Welcome Center has made some great progress over the past couple of months. When we last reported on the construction, all you could see was a fence and a pile of dirt. But as you can see by looking behind me now, that is not the case.
In January of 2018, the Messiah Board of Trustees announced the start of a new project that would give college admissions a new home and would create a green space in front of the library. 2 years later, that dream is becoming a reality. When students came back to campus for J-term, the frame of the three-story building was starting to take shape. Since then, construction crews have started to put up drywall on the outer walls of the building. Outside of the building, significant progress has been made to the relocated parking lot and the walkways in between Old Main and Boyer. Unfortunately for students, the fence will not be going away anytime soon. The college's Office of Operations has made the area in between the library and Hofstadter Chapel a no-wheel zone, in an attempt to help traffic flow in between classes. The building is expected to be done in mid-June, while demolition of nearby Hoffman and the establishment of a green space in that area won't be completed until that fall.
There is still plenty of work left to do in these next couple of months, but stay tuned into MC77 for more construction updates and other news. I'm Mario Cosentino, sending it back to the desk.
Thanks, Mario. Now it's time for Falcon on the Street, where we ask Messiah students a different question each week. Here's Kelsey McCann with this week's question.
For today's segment of Falcon on the Street, we're walking around asking people if they were inducted into the Messiah College Alumni Hall of Fame, what would it be for?
If I were inducted into the Messiah Alum Hall of Fame, it'd probably be for DJing dances for a while, going under the name of DJ Crush.
Probably be for starring in a Broadway show. So if I was to be inducted into the Messiah College Hall of Fame, it would probably be for inventing a new prosthetic leg, because that's what I'm going to grad school for.
I'd be in the Hall of Fame for finding a bacteria that eats plastic and then finding some way to put that in humans.
It'd be for the best smile.
If I was inducted to the Alumni Hall of Fame, it would be for best laughter.
It would be for my general goofiness. I don't want to say the goofiest ever to walk the streets of Messiah, but up there.
We're going to design a brand new high ropes course, and it's going to be massive and huge, and it's just going to be in the middle of nowhere, and it'll be epic.
It would most likely be for most places traveled. My family grew up overseas, and I've been all across Southeast Asia, the Pacific area, as well as Africa.
If I was inducted into the Messiah College Hall of Fame, it would probably be for being a commentator at the Olympic Games.
That's it for this week's Falcon on the Street. I'm Kelsey McCann.
Thanks, Kelsey. Now we're going to take it back to Mario for our new segment, Falcon Features.
I'm Mario Cosentino with the first edition of Falcon Features, the segment where we will highlight accomplishments of Messiah students, faculty, and alumni. We'll start off by congratulating Assistant Professor and Engel Center nurse Terry Witter, who recently became a certified ambulatory care nurse after passing the American Nurses Credentialing Center Ambulatory Care Certification exam. This distinction is for nurses who demonstrate expertise in their area of nursing, as well as recognizes excellence in nurses who practice ambulatory care. Staying in the nursing department, Assistant Dean Kim Fernsternmacher was appointed to the Board of Directors of the new UPMC Memorial Hospital in York, PA. She will serve on the hospital's Patient Safety Committee and will be the chair of the Quality Council. Assistant Professor of Social Work, Dr. Charlene Lane, had the honor of being the keynote speaker at the annual Everyday Lives Conference, which was hosted on January 7th to the 9th by the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Lane gave her talk on the first day of the conference, which was titled The Post-Traumatic Growth Perspective, Understanding the Culture of Individuals with Complex Needs and Their Families. David Hagenbu of the Business Department had the opportunity to be featured on a Fox 43 Finds Out segment titled When is the Best Time to Buy a New TV? He was also quoted in that same week in a New York Times article titled, "After all these years, Barbie is still reinventing herself." Both the article and the video can be found on their respective news source websites. 2 recent alumni and 1 current senior successfully passed level 1 of the Chartered Financial Analyst exam. Senior finance major Dan McGarvey, as well as alumni Brian Gilroy and Adam Sylvester, were all a part of the 73,000 individuals who took part of the test. Passing the CFA exam is an impressive feat, as the pass rate for this testing date was only 42%. Good luck to Dan, Brian, and Adam as they prepare for the level 2 of the exam. Staying with the theme of alumni, 2014 graduate Josh Kerr was honored by the Recording Academy with a Grammy for the Best Contemporary Christian Music Performance of the Year. Kerr helped write and record the single God Only Knows by the Christian group For King and Country. Well, that's it for our first segment of Falcon Features. Tune in next week for more accomplishments from Messiah students, faculty, and alum. Until next time, I'm Mario Cosentino.
Thanks, Mario. Be right back with more Falcon Update. Stay tuned.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cure.
This is the Grantham Community Garden. We grow over 40 different crops here, all grown organically, all by students, always student-led. We're one of the most profitable student organizations on campus. Everything that we grow here we sell, and that keeps the garden going and also pays the people who work in it. And now we're trying to work our way towards being a small farm. We have more paid student workers than we've ever had before.
My name is Curtis Seaman. I'm a senior journalism major. So my entire life, I've really enjoyed writing, really enjoyed sports. I thought that if I combined the two, sports journalism would be the perfect major for me. I feel very prepared for post-graduation with practicum. That's been a huge help. You have to participate in 3 different mediums of communication, media, throughout the class period. And to be able to do things like radio and television and writing has just kind of really helped to broaden my horizons. And in terms of writing, I'm also excited to use all of those skills that I've learned as well. Obviously, the professors here in the communication department are fantastic, and they really know how to get you to drill down and get you to write the best that you possibly can. In senior sem, Dr. Dixon prays before every class, and a lot of other professors do that. To be able to pray in class, to be able to talk about faith-based things is just huge, and I really have appreciated that all 4 of my years here at Messiah. So right now I'm interning at WGAL 8 in Lancaster, which is just a TV station, NBC affiliate. The hours are a little rough. They're from 4 in the morning until noon, but that's also been a look ahead of what it's going to be like in my career in the future, so that's been also a good experience. For MC77, my sophomore year was the first year I did. I started on camera, moved to floor manager. I've done everything from camera to producing, executive producing, anchoring, VTR, audio. You can do pretty much any role. They're more than willing to give you the chance to make mistakes, but also to learn, because the time is now to make mistakes before you go out and are working for a real television station. MC77 has definitely given me a ton of great experience and prepared me for what's to come with that, and I'm excited to use that more within bigger TV stations and more live television day in and day out.
What?
Welcome back to Falcon Update. The men's basketball team traveled to Hood College on Wednesday to take on the Blazers. The game started out rough for the Falcons. 3 early fouls allowed Hood to gain a 13-7 lead. After a scoring run from the Blazers, Messiah's E.J. Porter knocked down multiple 3-pointers. The Falcons headed into halftime trailing 45-35. Early in the second half, Josh Darville scored 6 points in an attempt to cut Hood's lead. This attempt wouldn't be enough, though, and the Blazers beat the Falcons 95-72.
On Friday, men's basketball hosted the Widener Pride on Jordan Court for senior night. The conference-leading Pride found themselves in a dogfight throughout the game, but despite the effort from the Falcons, Messiah fell 87-81. Colin Soreka led the Falcons with 21 points, closely followed by E.J. Porter and Kyle Kraut with 16 apiece. With the loss, the Falcons fall to 9-13 and will be back on the court at Stevenson on Wednesday night.
The women's basketball team went up against the Hood College Blazers on Wednesday as well. The Falcons started the game off strong, taking a 15-9 lead in the first 10 minutes of gameplay. In the second quarter, Leah Springer helped the Falcons outscore the Blazers 24-4. Messiah was able to use their strong lead to cruise to a 65-37 victory over Hood. This is the 5th game in a row that the Falcons were able to hold their opponents to under 50 points. During the game, Gracie Cryan grabbed 11 rebounds, setting a career high for her. And Leah Springer also stood out as she has now scored double digits in 20 of Messiah's 21 games. The women would be back on the court Friday against Widener.
Women's basketball did host the Widener Pride on Friday. Looking for their 9th straight win, the Falcons took to the court on senior night. Early on, the Falcons with the 3-point lead, and Megan Zimmerman takes the J from the free throw line to extend it to 5. A few minutes later, Brooke Brynick hits the turnaround J. Leah Springer kicks it out to Sydney Stutzman, who drains the 3. Falcons beginning to pull away now, and Springer chases down the loose ball and puts it up for the easy and 1. Springer dropping dimes out here as she puts the ball on Jay Davis, who puts up the easy lay-in. Now Elena Eckley drives in, and she's fouled. She had 23 on the night to lead all scorers. Messiah wins 69-53 to move to 18-4 on the year. They'll be back in action Wednesday against Stevenson.
The men's volleyball team took on the Arcadia Knights at home on Wednesday. Here we are in the second set. Messiah already claimed the first. Matt Nabb sets up the shot, and Mason Nisley takes the kill. Now in the third set, the Falcons are trailing 14-17. The Knights attempt to kill, but the Falcons save it, and the ball is back on Arcadia's side with another attempt to score, but Messiah does it again. Nabb sets up Nisley yet again for another kill, and Messiah wins that point. Now in the fifth set, both teams are tied at 2 apiece. Now it is Adam Black who sets up Nabb up to get the kill of his own. The Falcons reigned victorious over the Knights with a final match score of 3-2.
Men's volleyball then took to the court at Widener on the first day of the road trip over the weekend. The Falcons swept the Pride in dominating fashion. The Falcons notched 9 aces on the night, 4 of which began the third set. Noah Schreiner led the way for the Falcons with 9 aces. The win moved the Falcons to 4-2 on the season, and they will be back in action on Saturday at Keene University.
We'll be right back with more Falcon Update. Don't go anywhere.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
My name is Natalie Moy. I'm a senior and I'm a digital media major.
I feel like the classes here have helped me to train my eye to detect good design. I like how the professors don't force you into one way of thinking. Instead, they allow you to be creative and think of projects in your own way, and they will guide you and help you envision your project to make it even better and stronger. I have this one professor who starts off his classes with prayers, and I feel like that's really great because it starts us off reminding us that we are creating something for God, so we have that in our minds to create something that He will be pleased with. In my portfolio, I have quite a large variety of works. I have design-based works, I have photography, I have videography. One of the big projects I'll be expecting in my portfolio would be from the junior-senior film class that I'm taking this semester. I'll be the production designer for this short film, and I'm looking forward to work with my crew because they're all awesome people. Messiah has this media hub called The Pulse, so I've been working for them for the past few months, and you can do stuff like designing, photography, videography, the radio station, and you can even design websites, write articles. I think it's a really great opportunity for me to get my work out there. I'm a designer, so people on campus or even off campus get to see what I do, and I think that's really great. So if you're a digital media student, you could go into computer science fields, or you could go into the film industries or graphic design. I guess it's the beauty of digital media, it's just so versatile.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes. I
Right.
mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know.
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Welcome back to Falcon Update. In their first of 2 matches on Saturday, Messiah men's volleyball took on the Lehman College Lightning. In the first set, Matt Schaefer scored 4 kills for the Falcons. This helped them achieve an easy 25-9 win in that set. The Falcons got a slight lead against the Lightning in the second set and then extended it with a 15-0 scoring run from Will Webb and Nate Bowman. The Falcons took a 2-0 lead in the match when they won the second set 25-11. Messiah built off that momentum in the third set. Kills from Webb, Marshall Nixon, and Mason McCullough led to the victory in that third and final set. They ended the final set with a 25-16 win to sweep the Lightning 3-0.
The Falcons then took on Keene University in the second game of their tri-meet on Saturday. After taking the first 2 sets, the Falcons let the Cougars claw back in to tie it. Messiah took the 5th set 15-12 for the victory to move to 6-2 on the year. Luke Olson led the way with 14 kills, and Matt Knabb notched 52 assists. The team will be back in action on Wednesday against Lancaster Bible College.
The wrestling team traveled to York on Friday. They held a slim lead at 8-7, but Stephen Maloney, Matt Pengel, David Stevens, and our very own Brian Schermeyer extended that lead with 4 victories, and the Falcons won overall 25-16. That brought them to a 15-5 record in duels this season.
The next day was the Messiah Open. 5 Falcons made an appearance in the quarterfinals, and Jake Caniglio, Hunter Reinhardt, Jordan Howard, Josh Page, and Kevin Deal all placed in their weight classes. The Falcons are back in action on Friday to host Elizabethtown.
The track teams traveled to Ursinus on Saturday for the Frank Holden Invitational. Matthew Royer won the 800-meter run with a time of 1:58.35, and Brendan Provan took second place in the triple jump at 13.69 meters. Freshmen Josiah Moyer and Josiah Zaire also delivered top 10 performances in the 5,000-meter and 60-meter hurdles. Esther Sealand became the second woman in Messiah history to run a sub-5-minute mile, finishing first, and Leanne Weaver, who set the program record last week at 4:58.16, finished second. Taylor Wiederecht and Alyssa Slater won the 400 and 800 meters respectively. The Falcons next travel to the Susquehanna Open on Saturday.
Curious about the week ahead? Campus calendar is coming up next. Stay tuned.
My name is Arkel Brown. I am a senior communication major here at Messiah College. Within our community, honestly, it's like one big family. Everyone relies on each other to get certain projects done. You know you can depend on other people within the communications department. Throughout the years, my skill set has completely evolved. I was actually able to do color commentating for the men's basketball last season, so it was pretty fun. I take pride in these extracurricular programs. I am the student assistant basketball coach for the women's basketball team. This year is my 4th year working with them. They've really become another family here for me on campus, and it just made me adapt so easily. And basketball is something I've always loved, so it was natural. The interactions between professors and students here are amazing, honestly. I couldn't ask for any better interactions with my professors. They're so caring, they're so loving, they're generous, and they're always open to anything you have to say or any questions that you have. They really want to be there for you. My Christian faith is everywhere in the classes, whether it's being through prayer before classes or having devotion. It's always tied in with our Christian faith. Like, we have to be honest. We have to know we have to keep God first in every situation and know that without God, we wouldn't even have the opportunity to be where we are. It definitely keeps us grounded. And I think Messiah has taught me so much about myself within the communication department as how I relate to people, how people relate to me. We understand each other's differences. And I think I'll be ready for the real world once I graduate.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No, this is quite real. Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats. By reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. Fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Welcome back to MC77. Here's this week's campus calendar. The Messiah Department of Theater and Dance will continue to show the musical production Anne of Green Gables throughout this week. The show is adapted from Lucy Maud Montgomery's novel, which tells the story of a wild orphan named Anne Shirley, who is mistakenly sent to live with a farmer and his sister who believed they were adopting a boy. Anne attempts to win over her adoptive parents with spirit and imagination. The production will be shown in Miller Theater in Climenhaga at 7 p.m. on the 14th and the 15th and 3 p.m. on the 16th. General admission is $12 and $7 for employees, senior citizens, and students. Tickets can be purchased online, by phone, or at the door as available. The Career and Professional Development Center is hosting an info session on Thursday the 13th for the upcoming Into the City trip to Washington, D.C. The meeting is not necessary to apply, but students are encouraged to attend to learn more about the trip, which will be from March 29th to 31st. The session will go over the benefits of Into the City, how to apply, and will feature a panel of past participants. This event will be held in Parmer Cinema from 12:30 to 1:30. Pizza will be provided for students who attend. Students must RSVP through the Career and Professional Development Center's website by the 11th. On Sunday, February 16th at 4 p.m., the Mendelssohn Piano Trio and Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet will present War and Peace 2 in Palmer Hall. The concert is part of the School of the Arts Performing Arts series. The collaboration of piano and dance will show the change in human experience brought on by materialism and violence in the 20th century. Ticket prices are $20 for adults and $5 for students and can be purchased through the college's ticket office. From February 7th to March 13th, the Augenbach Gallery will be home to an art exhibit called Night, Desert, Garden, Paintings by Matthew Dole. The exhibit will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. During these next few weeks, the gallery is open to the public and can be viewed free of charge. The Office of Sustainability continues Recyclemania, which is a national competition among colleges designed to reduce waste in our world. The competition started on February 4th and will end on March 30th. The theme for this week is reuse. Information on events throughout the week and ways to get involved can be found by visiting the office located in Eisenhower Commons or by following them on Instagram at messiah.sustainability. That's all we have for this week's campus calendar. I'm Mario Cosentino.
Thanks, Mario. That's all for this week's Falcon Update. Stay tuned for MC Live coming up next.
For Mario Cosentino and Allie Hufford, I'm Brian Schermeyer. Have a great night, everyone.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
Hey, ready to go? I sure am. My sleep has been great ever since I started treatment for sleep apnea.
Well, nearly 30 million adults have it, including me.
Now, let me guess. It was your snoring that gave it away?
Oh, yes, it was. Intense snoring, it's one of the classic signs.
Other signs include gasping for breath during sleep and daytime sleepiness. If untreated, the risk of heart disease and stroke increases.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad to hear the treatment can help.
Certainly can. To learn more about the warning signs, visit defendsleep.com.
I'm Lily. I am a junior, and I am a broadcasting and media production major at Messiah College. I chose to be a broadcasting and media production major because as a little girl, I dreamt of being a TV anchor. There are so many opportunities you can have as a broadcasting major. Messiah is really unique in the fact that we have our own TV station, and it's student-led, so each week we have Falcon Update, which is a half hour, and then we have MC Live, which is a half hour as well. My favorite part is just being in the hustle and bustle of everything, and I'm really excited to just be creative when I'm putting together news packages or shooting other stories, just really getting every element of storytelling in my work. So we have a lot of faith-based projects. Right now we're working on one, it's called Faith Sides for multimedia storytelling. In pairs we're interviewing each other for 2 minutes about some aspect of faith. A lot of students from our major either intern at ABC 27 or WGAL. I shadowed one of my professors at a Hershey Bears game. The Bears are a local AHL hockey team, and through that experience I developed connections and eventually I got a job there. So I run the Crossfire machine and the LEDs on game days. My freshman year at Messiah, when I first came, I knew absolutely nothing about broadcasting or media, and now I feel confident that I can go work at a TV news station.
everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Even in the hustle and noise of this modern world, we feel the pull of the forest, to walk under the canopy and feel transformed. National forests are essential to life. Majestic and grand, they clean our air, supply drinking water to millions, and provide homes to countless wildlife. They fuel our imaginations, inspiring us to think big, and now's the time to do just that. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why we're replanting millions of new trees across the country. The Arbor Day Foundation needs your help. We've heard the call of the wild and we've answered. Scientists, foresters, volunteers, and members, together we can preserve and protect our heritage and legacy. We must act now so that the generations of today and tomorrow can continue to depend on our forests. Visit arborday.org. See how you can help.
Good evening and welcome to MC Live here on MC 77. I'm Brian Schermeyer.
And I'm Kelsey McCann. We've got a great show lined up for tonight. First up, we have Anna Shinners performing 2 songs with her guitar.
Following that, we have Director of Athletic Communications Matthew Fenton here to give us a heads up on what we should look out for in the spring. You won't want to miss this. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to MC Live here in MC 77, where we are joined by Anna Shinners.
Hi,
Take
I'm
it away.
Jeff Corwin. Founded in 1877.
If you're lost and lonely, wanna figure out why, take a trip to your dark side. Go on and have a good cry. 'Cause we're all lonely. We're all lonely together. I wanna see your sadness. I wanna share your sins. Wanna bleed your blood and wanna be let in. Don't you don't we all just wanna be together? Leave we stopping? We were waving. We keep going? Gotta see it to believe it. Sky never looks so blue, so hard to leave it. That's what I always do, so I keep thinking back to time under the canyon moon. The world's happy waiting, doors yellow, broken blue. Heard Jenny saying, go get the kids from school, and I keep thinking back to time under the canyon moon. Carry the feeling through Paris or through Rome, and I'm still thinking back to time under the canyon moon. And I'll be gone too long from you. I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going home. I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going home. Quick pause in conversation. She plays songs I've never heard. An old lover's hippie music pretends not to know the words, so I keep thinking back to time under the canyon moon. And I'll be gone too long from you. And I'll be gone too long from you.
Thank you so much for playing.
You're welcome.
So just a few questions. What got you involved in music in the first place?
Definitely church. I played in my church's worship band.
Cool. All right. Are you involved in any other like on-campus things that you sing for, like coffee house or like a local church around here?
I've done coffee house a few times, and just chilling with my friends. We're always doing something.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming, Anna. When we come back, we will have Matthew Fenton from the athletic department here, so stick around after the break.
I was diagnosed at 65.
37, earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cure.
My name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah College, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world. And I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work. And being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
What?
Forests bring people together, feed the soul, and improve our well-being, cleaning the water we need, the air we breathe, and making our climate livable. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why the Arbor Day Foundation is working to replant millions of trees across the country. Visit arborday.org and see how you can help.
We're back here on MC77 with Director of Athletic Communications, Matthew Fenton. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Just to have everyone fill in a little bit on what you do, could you give me a little rundown of what your job consists of?
Sure. Director of Athletic Communications, so we kind of do a little bit of everything when it comes to marketing and PR for Messiah College Athletics. So 22 teams, we kind of get to run a little bit of everything from in-game stats to live streaming, photos at games, video content, really kind of from start to finish of everything that you see on social media, gomessiah.com, and everything else that is kind of pumping out there from Messiah College Athletics. So I have a fun job. I get to watch sports for a living and see some great student athletes do their thing out on the fields and courts. So it's pretty cool.
It's a great job.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
What would you say is the most difficult aspect of your job?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that are difficult. I think keeping in mind what's happening on everybody's team is right up there for me. I mentioned we have 22 teams, and they're all doing amazing things, whether it be in the community, off the field, around campus, but then also what they're doing in-game and in competition. So trying to keep track of some records, keeping up to date on everything that's going on with our programs in the conference, in the nation, and some notable performances. So just trying to keep it all in line and making sure we're not missing anything as we go through the years, because we just have so many great things happening on campus.
Yeah, absolutely. Great part of Messiah Athletics there.
Absolutely.
So we're still in the winter season for just a little bit longer. What can we look forward to seeing out of the winter sports teams?
Well, I hope we're in season for a lot longer because it means we're going deep in NCAA playoffs and things of that nature. But we got some stuff coming up here in the short term. I know, I don't want to backtrack, but last week we had a big men's volleyball win as they're kind of span the spring and winter. They got started a couple weeks ago, but expecting big things from them. It's exciting to see them off to a hot start. They're 6-2 already, beating a couple of big teams, most notably number 9 Arcadia in a 5-setter here in Hitchcock Arena. Coming up, swimming's got their conference championships this weekend. We've got some indoor track and field things brewing in the next couple of weeks. They're in the top 15, I think top 10 in the country, which is always exciting. We're hosting wrestling regionals for the first time in, I think, 5 years in Hitchcock Arena, which I know you know all about.
Oh, yeah.
But in just a couple of weeks, we'll be hosting that. So I haven't even talked about women's basketball or anything like that, but women's basketball on a great run right now. They're tops in the MAC Commonwealth. They got a big matchup coming up February 22nd. If you're around, well, I guess it's on the road, but Albright. We beat them last time here at home, and they're kind of the big foe in the conference. So that's going to come down to the wire in the regular season, see where they finish and shake out in the MAC Commonwealth playoffs. But super excited on everything that's going on here on campus, particularly in the winter, but spring sports right around the corner, just a couple of days away.
Yeah, right around the corner. What can we look forward to seeing out of the spring sports?
Yeah, well, I said they start in just a couple of days. We did our lacrosse stats training session for all of our students today because they get underway here in about 10 days on campus. So excited for lacrosse seasons to get underway, baseball, softball, tennises. track and field, outdoor. We're still in indoor, so we're not rushing that one too fast. But there's a little bit of everything coming up. It's always a fun, busy time as we try to compact all of those games into just a couple of months. But in terms of conference, men's tennis was picked first in the MAC Commonwealth preseason poll. I think everybody was top 5, which is always exciting. So as we turn the calendar into March and April, we got a lot of fun stuff going on outside. And me personally, I hope the weather's warm while we're out there to enjoy all those outdoor sports. But it should be a good spring for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, the weather stays kind of warm as it's been throughout the winter here. So out of those spring sports, what is GoMessiah.com going to be streaming?
Well, it's funny you should bring that up. I don't know if I'm breaking news right now or what, but we'll be streaming baseball and softball for the first time this year, which is definitely exciting. I'm hoping we have the personnel to do it all with streaming, and there's a couple of pressure point days for us. I know April 1st, it's a terrible April Fool's joke for me. But we got baseball, softball, lacrosse, volleyball inside, and tennis all at home.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a Wednesday, so from 3 to 7, you'll see me running around outside at the Starry Athletic Complex. Say a little prayer for me, I'd appreciate it. But we'll have lacrosses as well, men's volleyball inside, of course. And I know we're hosting track and field championships, so I don't want to guarantee anything, but we're going to try to get the cameras out for that one and see what that could look like as they're on the Starry track as well. So lots of stuff coming. In terms of streaming, I think we've done 75 or 80 events so far this year. We average north of 300 viewers on every event, which is pretty cool. So people are watching. I appreciate that for sure. And I hope the spring is just as exciting and fruitful from the viewer standpoint as well.
Yeah, a lot of excitement there built up around, especially now being able to stream the baseball and softball games.
Yeah.
I know you're a big baseball guy. You play baseball here. So what are you most looking forward to out of the spring sports, whether that be the baseball season or just whatever?
Well, I don't pick favorites, Brian. Let's make sure that everybody knows that. I love all 22 of our teams equally. I'm just excited to have the weather a little warmer and to get back outside and just see our student athletes doing great things. That's when we talk about my job. I love the student athlete experience. That's what I'm all about. I know we're not on ESPN, we're not on these big networks, but we get to do and have the opportunity for our student athletes to feel like their experience is special and different from a lot of other places, which is something I take a lot of pride in and gets me really excited. So. I'm excited about all of our seasons. I don't want to rush to the spring just yet because we're still in winter and I'm still in that mindset, but super excited to get out and see how our teams do. I know I don't want to say wins and losses were a little down last year, but I know a lot of teams are excited for a little bit of a bounce back year, and hopefully they're feeling like they were ranked a little low in the preseason polls and have some bulletin board material out there for the spring. So I'm excited to just see everybody out there on the field and between the lines and getting things done. So. Excited when things start to get warmer and we get outside. It's usually like that last weekend of April. So it's got a little ways to go, but it's always a good time when the calendar starts turning over and the sports start changing for us.
Sweet. So changing gears a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe that we have the esports team starting here in the spring. Are you guys going to be covering that? And if so, how's that going to look a little bit different than covering, say, like more traditional sports teams?
Sure. So esports doesn't actually fall under athletics here at Messiah. A lot of places around the country does, and in the conference it has. But esports, as an institution, we've decided it's not going under Messiah Athletics. It is on the website to get a little visibility for it. So we will manage it to some extent, but I don't think it will have the coverage that a normal intercollegiate NCAA team would have. So we're not counting it as one of our 22 sports. It's not number 23, but it is a varsity program, and they're competing against other institutions. So we'll cover it to some extent. We'll be posting some articles through that, but I think coverage on my end might look a little bit different in a lot of ways from some other programs that we have here in the spring. But as far as I know, the roster's online, and I think their schedule's getting online as well. So. They're in full swing, and I know it's an exciting time around campus for those associated with esports.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty cool that we're bringing stuff like up to times. Esports is very popular now. But changing gears again.
Yeah.
So we've already seen some program records being broken here this track and field season of indoor. How's your office able to like dig deep and find like those records?
Yeah.
Like going back through the years, whether that's in track or other sports as well.
Yeah, we have a wide range of quality of record books, I'll say. So if you poke around on GoMessiah.com, we have record books for most programs. We're trying to build the other ones that maybe we're missing. Some of them are super extensive. I know when I was an intern, when I was an undergrad here at Messiah, I got to work on the men's soccer book, and they had page-by-page printouts of every single game, their entire history. So that was pretty easy to go through the record books. Some other ones maybe not as well put together, I'd say, from the paper trail. But we're trying to piece them together. We look through yearbooks and call other schools and the conference office to try to piece things together. I know we're in the works of a track and field book and cross country, as well as tennis books. So we're accumulating and putting together what we can. And so we look back on those archives all the time. So I'm constantly thumbing through the archive books. Track and field, it feels like we're rewriting it every other day, which is exciting and fun. But you got to keep them up to date. So we try to update the website every couple of weeks as we go. But it feels like every meet we're breaking another record, which is a fun place to be in. But yeah, it's just making sure we're up to date all the time. So.
Yeah, a lot of work going into that.
Yeah.
So Aaron Gray, it's been a major part of your office for the last year and a half or so. He's now left for Pomona Pitzer as of, I guess, today.
Yep, Friday was the last day.
So what did Aaron mean to you as an individual and as a coworker?
Sure. Yeah, he was my first GA here at Messiah. So I was a graduate assistant at Messiah as well. So I have a special place in my heart for grad assistants and the work that they can bring. But Aaron brought a ton of enthusiasm to our office. Loved Messiah College, as I think everybody who would ever meet him would know. And a big supporter of Messiah Athletics. So right there, just those two things off the bat, you definitely lose in somebody who's integral to the community and been around for 5-6 years, which is tough to lose. I'm super excited for him. I told him on Friday it was a bittersweet moment to see him walk out the door, because the school I worked at in California before I came back was directly across the street from where he's heading. So I got some good connections out there and excited to see him out in Southern California, but he'll be 3,000 miles away, which will be a little bit of a disappointment. We won't get to see each other nearly as much as maybe the last year and a half or so, but excited. He's going to bring a lot to their department, particularly in social media and creative and graphic design and things like that. So he was our right-hand guy for a couple years, but we'll make do without him. I know we will. We got great student workers like yourself that jump in and help out in different ways. So we're excited for him, disappointed for sure. But that excitement definitely is more so than that disappointment. So
yeah, great step in the right direction for a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, Aaron, Matt,
oh,
goodness gracious.
Oh, we're getting all mixed up.
Getting it all mixed up. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
And another big thank you to Anna Shinners for joining us as well. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to tune in next Monday for Falcon Update at 7, or check out our YouTube channel for previous campus news, interviews, and musical performances. Have a great night, everyone.
Welcome back to MC77. Here's this week's campus calendar. The Messiah Department of Theater and Dance will continue to show the musical production Anne of Green Gables throughout this week. The show is adapted from Lucy Maud Montgomery's novel, which tells the story of a wild orphan named Anne Shirley, who is mistakenly sent to live with a farmer and his sister who believed they were adopting a boy. Anne attempts to win over her adoptive parents with spirit and imagination. The production will be shown in Miller Theater in Climenhaga at 7 p.m. on the 14th and the 15th and 3 p.m. on the 16th. General admission is $12 and $7 for employees, senior citizens, and students. Tickets can be purchased online, by phone, or at the door as available. The Career and Professional Development Center is hosting an info session on Thursday the 13th for the upcoming Into the City trip to Washington, D.C. The meeting is not necessary to apply, but students are encouraged to attend to learn more about the trip, which will be from March 29th to 31st. The session will go over the benefits of Into the City, how to apply, and will feature a panel of past participants. This event will be held in Parmer Cinema from 12:30 to 1:30. Pizza will be provided for students who attend. Students must RSVP through the Career and Professional Development Center's website by the 11th. On Sunday, February 16th at 4 p.m., the Mendelssohn Piano Trio and Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet will present War and Peace 2 in Parmer Hall. The concert is part of the School of the Arts Performing Arts series. The collaboration of piano and dance will show the change in human experience brought on by materialism and violence in the 20th century. Ticket prices are $20 for adults and $5 for students and can be purchased through the college's ticket office. From February 7th to March 13th, the Augenbach Gallery will be home to an art exhibit called Night Desert Garden, Paintings by Matthew Dole. The exhibit will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. During these next few weeks, the gallery is open to the public and can be viewed free of charge. The Office of Sustainability continues Recyclemania, which is a national competition among colleges designed to reduce waste in our world. The competition started on February 4th and will end on March 30th. The theme for this week is reuse. Information on events throughout the week and ways to get involved can be found by visiting the office located in Eisenhower Commons or by following them on Instagram at messiah.sustainability. That's all we have for this week's campus calendar. I'm Mario Cosentino.